Shalom, 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 mishpaka, and my neighbors. So before I get into what this video is about, I just want to talk about how I'm in a book in the Covenant. I like to call it the Covenant and the Renewed Covenant. I am in a book in the Covenant, and I had never seen so many mentions of dragons. I'm like, I didn't know there's as many dragons in the written word. But anyway, I just want to throw that out there because I'm just like, it's like every 3 chapters they're talking about dragons. Matter of fact, there was one chapter it was like talk about dragons like multiple times. I was like, wow, it's a lot of dragons being mentioned in here. I don't ever remember this. But anyway, so Ruach HaKodesh is talking to me about perception, how we perceive things, and how when we are in the darkness, our perception of things is askewed because our perception of things is based off of the hurt and the pain and the trauma and the stuff that we're going through in the darkness. So the example he gave me, so imagine a scenario of somebody trying to cross this busy street and they're about to step out in front of traffic and someone grabs them and was like, hey, you idiot, what's wrong with you? Gotta look both ways. But then imagine the same scenario and someone grabs them and says, you can't just walk out in front of the cars. You gotta look both ways. So they sound similar. The tone of them are both loud. And so both of them, if you were to write both of those out, they would both have exclamation marks at the end of them. However, one of them was said in love, I don't want you to get ran over. And the other one was said in condemnation. You're stupid for not looking both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like one is condemnation, one is love. The problem is when we read the written word of Yahuah in the Besorah, which is the gospel of Yahushua Mashiach, we see a lot of exclamation marks behind a lot of the things that we say. So he said, I'm sorry. So naturally, out of our own hurt, pain, and blindness, we perceive it to be that he was yelling at people. So the tone might have been loud. However, it was still in love. First and foremost, because Yahuah is love. So everything that he does, including his wrath, is out of love. Don't believe me? Go to his word. He is not a man that he should lie. If his wrath doesn't come, then he is a liar. So his wrath has to come, but he loves us enough to choose whether or not we're going to be saved from his wrath or not. Because if we turn from him and we refuse to come to him, he gives us over to whatever it is that we choose to follow instead of him. That's love. Have you ever heard the saying, if you love someone, you'll let them go? I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. He loves you enough to let you go and do what you want to do. He doesn't want you to perish. But again, his wrath has to come, whether or not you want to listen to him or not, or love on him or follow him or not. Then Yahushua said, I didn't come into the world to condemn it, but to save it. So even though he called the religious leaders of his time hypocrites, and there were exclamation marks behind that, remember what he said when he was hanging on the tree, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. So he's still coming in love. You know what I'm saying? Like our perception in the darkness blinds us. But one of the things that Ruach HaKodesh when he first brings you, when he first fills you and you're brought into the light, is he starts to reveal to you all the different things that's wrong with you. Like he starts to reveal to you all the things that's wrong with you, all the ways that you misunderstood things, all the ways that you misinterpreted things, all the ways that you took things wrong. You perceived things in a wrong aspect because you had hurt, you had pain, you had trauma that you needed to heal from, because we speak out of the different pains and traumas that we have. And a lot of it is subconscious. There's this term in psychology called compartmentalization. So if someone, for instance, I'm going to use this as an example. If someone is traumatized at the age of 10, sometimes what the brain will do is compartmentalize the different components of their life to block that part out. So that person no longer consciously remembers whatever it was that happened to them, but subconsciously it's still rattling around in there. And a lot of times subconsciously, it's what's actually fueling their view of the world, their worldview. And they have no clue that this is what's in there, but Yahuah knows. Yahuah sees that. And the first thing that he does is he starts to clean out your vessel, taking the plank out of your eye so you can see fit to go take the speck out of your brother's eye. This is the things that he does. He holds you accountable first, so that he can then go and send you out, so that when he sends you out, he knows he's sending you out in his name and not in your own or in Hasatan's name. You see what I'm saying? So just wanted to throw that out there real quick, because he's Ruach HaKodesh kept saying it, and finally I'm like, okay, let me just go ahead and put that out there. I was going to attach this to the beginning of the next video that I was going to make, but it was so urgent that I just felt like maybe it needed to be a video of its own. And prayerfully, you guys understood what I was talking about. I know I babble a lot. I suck at at articulating myself verbally. I'm better at writing. So understand, being here on the videos, this is a challenge for me, because I had a blog before this and I would write all kinds of things out because I'm better at articulating my thoughts when I'm writing. But he called me out of that to do this. And I'm like, okay. So prayerfully, you guys understood what Ruach HaKodesh was saying through me. And yeah, I pray that you have a great rest of your Shabbat, that you're resting. And as always, until next time, Shalom Aleichem.